We have gone back live again.
Half forehead. Look, no, I'm sorry. I hate to start on you guys
So
in defense.
half a forehead, is that 2 head?
But like he's saying half forehead. These guys are starting with a quarter. Look, I'm ahead of the game is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Just don't listen to me, guys.
Listen, Squee.
Your ears.
No, listen. You're gonna get a lesson in karma, okay? Because one day, me and Al, we had beautiful hair too that we could dye all kind of fancy colors and shave the side, and it would look really beautiful. We used to be able to do that too, and you know what happened? One day we just couldn't do that, Squee. We didn't make a decision; it just happened. And I don't want to drop the C word just yet, not that C word. That's where my hair went. I don't want to get there if we don't have to. However, it was not Al's choice to go bald, so don't you pick on us. We can't help it. Where's that picture?
May I bring up 2 things? One is you have to enjoy it while you can for these very reasons. Who knows? Life is precious. You could succumb to male pattern baldness or to the big C. Oh, by the way, has he mentioned he's twice? He's a bit of a legend. Yes, we love him. We love him for him. Of course we do. But will he stop going on about it? No.
Look, that's what I used to be. All right, Squee. That's what I used to be, brother. All right. And then age and things happen to me and turn me into what you see before me. Look what life has done to Al. Look at Al's poor goddamn hair too. Look at the way the world has brought him down too. And you mock us and make fun of us.
Leesy?
Yes, buddy.
First of all, breathe. Secondly, can you hold up the picture again?
But listen, don't be mean now. Look, don't be mean now.
And that was just before they found the body. And he spent 10 years of his life in jail for a crime he didn't commit, making a murderer, Leesy.
I made it disappear like a magic trick.
You look like the guy from Making a Murderer, Avery.
No, I do not. Don't be rude.
That picture. And he's balded up too, so it's perfect.
You're just being rude now, just for the sake of it. You're just being mean, and that you know what? Yeah. Sometimes you just strike out, Squee, and I forgive you. I forgive you.
Sorry, I wasn't quiet then because we had a comment from Feral Mark on Twitch who said, "Oh look, it's Squee," and he's sent a link to an image.
Okay.
So I just took a moment just to
just before you put it up,
bring the image up.
Just before you bring it up, complimentary, I'm guessing, and go. Yeah, that's about right. But with more hair. Again, I've got the hair there. You see? It's got the hair back there. That is a guy with a nice head of hair is all I'm saying. And he didn't have a beard.
I don't even know what that's from. Am I supposed to know what that is?
I don't recognize it.
No.
I mean, it's scary. It would make me cry, but I'm easily frightened.
Yeah, looks nothing like me. I've got a beard. Apart from that, though. Yeah.
Apparently it's Gantz, Gants. So
I know
what's anime with you. It's from an anime or a manga, allegedly.
Oh, there we go.
So there you have it.
I didn't know it. I did not know it.
No.
I saw a very brief clip on Facebook earlier. Someone had shared that they had drawn an anime version of Columbo. Which was quite brilliant.
Oh, bring it up.
Very interesting. Bring it up. That's what she said.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, I'm going to make these lights stop flashing because I'm an old man and they're starting to hurt my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
And make you disgruntled.
I think you're disgruntled.
Get off my lawn. No, I'm not.
I can't wait to be the get off my lawn guy. By the way, if you just joined the new stream, that's the Squee. That's Al. I'm Leesy. We're all podcast.
Al Bear Galpin, Matt Lees.
And we're all podcasters, broadcasters, and we thought once a month we would come together and broadcast podcasts together. Earlier we talked about the call center friend who said, I can picture the wind blowing in your hair, blah, blah, blah. That's when Squee started to be mean. Army Steve has confirmed it was indeed him. So, there you have it. There you have it indeed. Oh, brought to you by Coca-Cola.
I'm just really glad that at that point Al met Kitty because, geez, if that was your game before, my friend, like me, you were in for a lot of years of heartache.
I'm just saying I was lucky I was a musician. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not excluding myself from that. I'm very much throwing
Wait.
myself under that bus because I know how my earlier love life went. But yeah, if you're trying on the accent game to woo the ladies,
Well, listen, I thought his accent was pretty good, actually. I'll be honest. It was a pretty good. I would have bought it if I was calling Aviva and I was talking to what was his name. I would have bought it. You know, I wouldn't have thought about it twice, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
There we go. Right. I have found said clip.
Ooh.
I don't know if you will be able to hear it, but we will see.
That took you a
here
long
is
time.
Anime Columbo.
Can't hear it, but I love it.
Well, just one more question.
There he is. Come back with a question.
Just one more thing.
And there we go.
Oh, is it about to play us?
I hope they don't take our stream down again.
Yeah, yeah. Anime Columbo has some very, very serious copyright infringements on it.
Well, yeah, we've already been taken down once.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Sarah
those of
Kirk,
you
I
watching-
love Columbo.
Of course you do.
Of course. Thank you,
You're
Sarah.
right too. Sarah, you've got wonderful taste. She also likes Due South, which you can hear mine and Nicola and Michelle's music on Due South by Southeast from Wonky Spanner Network whenever we manage to drop a podcast. But there's loads of stuff on YouTube.
Want to say oi oi and hello to my friend Mike Nolan watching on the stream. By the way, Squee, what I just did was no sold your joke. That's called a no sell, ladies and gentlemen. When you just
You see, Leesy, I got my plug out, so do I care? Meh.
you got your plug out. This is a family. Well, it's not a family show, but don't get us taken down again, Squee.
Hair plug.
As
Oh,
your
it's
hand
hair
reaches up
plug.
to the top of your screen, then you know what you're doing there. I think is much more filthy.
It was another losing your hair joke, wasn't it, Al?
What?
What? They should do the long mooted remake with Mark Ruffalo as Columbo. I'm in.
I could get behind that.
I could as well. What's the? There's an American guy, a comedian and actor. He was in Usual Suspects. He does an impression of Columbo, which is spot on. I think he could come in as like Columbo, like nephew of Columbo or something like that. Does anyone know the guy I'm talking about?
No.
Uh-uh.
I also I want to add
Kevin Pollak. No, not Kevin Spacey. Mark.
no. Kevin Pollak is too.
No.
Kevin Pollak.
No more spacing.
Kevin Pollak.
Yeah, but Kevin Pollak's is too much like I'm doing an SNL impersonation, in my opinion. I also think that James King may have meant long-awaited remake, but I have that broadcaster-itis where I'll just read whatever's in front of me on the screen.
But you see, Leesy, what I'm picturing is he comes in, he does himself as Columbo, like Columbo's nephew. And then when you need it to, when he goes like, oh, I remember my uncle used to say, just one more thing. And he busts into his impression just for those kind of couple of moments. And we get goosebumps because he's his nephew and he's continuing his legacy. I think that could work.
How about this? I'll take you one step further then. Since we're rewriting Columbo, apparently. We're writing the reboot. So that's how it opens. The movie opens on Kevin Pollak as Columbo, right? And he's full on impersonating Columbo. They're doing a little scene. He does the whole one more question, blah, blah, blah. And that's why you killed him, Squee. And then in the background, a la Roger Rabbit, you hear, and cut. Turn the camera around. Now here's Mark Ruffalo, who's actually playing Columbo, watching somebody playing his uncle in the movie of Columbo. And he's talking to the director and he's like, I don't like him. I think he's too much. He's trying too hard, but he's being very Columbo about it, right? And then as he goes to walk away, he's like, oh, and one more thing. And he comes back and he's like, what's with the jacket he's wearing? I hate it. Switch it all up. This whole thing sucks. Gets into his car, answers his phone, and then goes off on his case.
Just
the Columbo
slight
reboot.
tweak. One slight tweak. I like the idea. That he's been watching this reboot. He is the consultant on the movie which is being made. But then you add in a murderer there. You add in a case for him to solve while he's on the set of the reboot being.
No, too much. Too much.
No, wait a minute. Whoa. Because then he goes, just one more thing. Anthony Rapp. And then the killer reveals behind the mask it was Kevin Spacey all along. We frame the electric chair. Everyone's happy.
All right, fine. I mean, I kind of think me too. No, I think you kind of ruined it, to be honest with you. You went a little too far. Then I'm not reading that comment because I don't know who that person is, and I'm not going to be the one to say it. Because there was a time like a week ago where I played a song on my radio station, which I didn't think about, which apparently caused all sorts of trouble. And I was just like, folks, let's be real here, right?
Well, I think I sent you a message going, you might, you know, the lead singer of this particular
No,
band.
I had no, I don't, I had no idea.
No, I wasn't going to say what it was.
Nor would I have played the song if I knew,
exactly.
but it was the people that were like, hey, by the way, and I was like, look, this wasn't a decision I made. So that's why I'm not going to read that name out because I don't know what that means. I don't know who that is. It's from Psych, apparently. It's a PG comment, but it's Feral Mark who said it. Don't trust a word that dude says. That's the advice I can give you.
I wasn't even mocking you. Like Leesy, I knew you wouldn't play it if you'd known. That's why I was saying to you, going, I don't know how to break this to you. However, you might not want to. You might want to put this one from airing.
Can you all do a Columbo impression? Says Mike. We kind of already did, but yeah, I kind of did. Just one more question here.
And one more thing.
One more thing.
I can't do it.
Just one more thing.
Just one more thing.
Just one more thing. Let us know in the comments.
Just one more thing.
Let us know in the comments. Not that it's a competition. Whose was better? One more thing. Just let us know.
Yeah.
It's just one thing. Look, it's probably stupid. You'll probably answer it in a second. You probably got a really good reason. I just got to ask because it's bothering me. By the way, my wife, a big fan of yours. But just one more thing.
You sound like someone else, and I can't think who it is.
I don't know, but it doesn't sound like Columbo. I can tell you that. Actually, it's now
kind of went Irish.
A little bit more like Columbo, but not much. It sounds actually...
He's like going into a bad
Bernie Sanders.
I'm
going into Bernie Sanders.
Look, there are some comments we're missing here, and they're gold. Okay, let's see.
Was it because did you not change the new post to public on yours?
I don't know, dude. Let's see. If I do, will they all just pop up suddenly?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think most
because we restarted.
Right.
That was my fault. I got us taken down off Facebook.
I said to Al, do you want me to create some new music, like some original stuff that we can use for the intro? No, it's cool, mate. I bought some. No, you said, no, I bought some. We got it. I own it. It's fine. I was like, all right, then fine. Okay. So there you go, Al. If you scroll down, they have some comments that started when I started showing this photo of myself.
Yeah, that's the drummer from Making the Murderer.
That's the drummer from CCR.
What about
I Like Army Steve's? I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, either way. And then we've got, so we did the is Matt Lee singing tonight? He is not, Mike, but thank you. May 30th, he'll be singing. He double booked himself, even though he's the only one who books himself. Then Vic asks such a stupid thing to do. I was looking at it going, these are the same day. What do you guys think about the Rob Zombie reboot of the Munsters? I didn't know
that's a relief.
I did not know that was a thing.
The what?
That makes a lot more sense. I misread that as the reboot of the Musketeers. That makes no sense. I don't think you should do the Musketeers. That
would be a pretty dark Musketeers.
Yeah.
I'm into the Munsters. I'm not into Rob Zombie. I think he should stay in his lane. But they're going to remake everything, so I don't get a say. But I'm big on stay in your lane because there's another thing that Squee and I don't agree on where I think somebody should have stayed in their lane. But we'll discuss that in a future time because, you know.
No. Have it out now, please. Now you brought it up, Mr. Lees.
Like, let's be honest, okay? Because one of our mutual friends shared a thing a little while ago, which was like film. What's the Film Institute? It's a 3-letter thing. Anyway. IFM, whatever. They presented like the top directors of all time.
IFM.
They did top directors of all time, and they quote tweeted it, and then they said, "Oh, unfortunately, our favorite director,
British Film Institute." That's
right. Sure, maybe that's it. I don't think it was British, but either way. So they tweet this list of the top 10 directors. Okay, and we're talking.
Let him finish the story, Squee.
We're talking like Scorsese, Spielberg, all these dudes, right? And then somebody quote tweeted it and said, "It's a shame that our favorite director, Kevin Smith, is missing from this list." Now, I like Jay and Silent Bob movies as much as anybody. But there's no way Kevin Smith belongs on a list of greatest directors of all time. There's no way. No chance. No way. So Then all of a sudden, just because he's famous, he gets to write all these things. So he wrote some comic books. Those are pretty cool. I'm with you. But all of a sudden, Kevin Smith now gets to write and be the showrunner on the new Masters of the Universe. Now, he may do a wonderful job. Squee, allow me to finish, please.
Will you yield for a question?
You're better than that, Squee.
Will
You're
you
a
yield for a
professional.
question, sir?
Let me finish
Come
my
on, let him
sentence.
finish.
You're a professional, Squee. Let me finish. All I'm saying is Kevin Smith, maybe he'll do a brilliant job. I'm ready to say that. However, he has no business all of a sudden just coming in and being the showrunner on He-Man. And if He-Man and She-Ra start making dick and fart jokes, I'm going to look you in the eye, Squee, and I'm going to say, I fucking told you so. I think Feral Mark also has comments that can be presented while Squee now presents his counterpoint.
Oh, wait, so you're gonna put like someone doing comments over me doing it when like you were given the floor?
No, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. You give your counterpoint, and then we'll get to the comments.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now let me put it to the jury. Look, I did not argue that he should be put on the list of greatest directors of all time. I personally love his stuff. He is one of my favorite directors. I don't see the point. I don't give a crap who's on the list of 100 greatest directors. There's some people who have no doubt, like, you know, Spielberg obviously has to be in those lists. If you miss him out, you're just wrong. That's just thick. But like when it comes to Kevin Smith, I'm just a fan. That's my personal feeling. But when it comes to him doing He-Man, I know the man has got a love of pop culture, which he has researched. When you say about like, oh yeah, so just because he's famous, he gets to write stuff because he's famous for writing. Yeah, that's how most writers end up getting their work, because they're famous for writing and then they put forward a treatment for a script or an idea. They have a meeting and they get the job based on that. But they get the foot in the door by being known for other things they've written. I know Kevin Smith does do the dick and fart jokes spectacularly, by the way, but he also does the likes of comics from, oh, you see, I'm being heckled.
It's the same thing that you said.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
He's just giving a comment. It's all dick and fart jokes. That's what I said.
I'm gonna kid. But he's also done Batman comics. He's done Green Arrow, and he's done it fantastically. He meets the mode of which he's writing it. He knows that his own stuff is not.
You knew what I was going to do.
Thank you. Now, this is not me. This is unsanctioned. This dude's just giving his opinion.
It's not you. It's your buddy, though. Come on, I know.
Look, man, who else is going to sit and watch us talk on a fucking Friday night if they're not our buddies, okay?
There might be a couple of my
he's
buddies.
Entitled to his opinion.
Please,
also,
back me up
shout out to Big Love.
Someone back me up here. That's what I'm saying. I'm just getting slaughtered by one guy. Come on, just back me up.
No.
Anyway, guys, I'm just saying that, yeah, look, they could, I don't know why not, though. Why does the movie...
Well, for example, I love the movie How High with Redman and Method Man. That is a very fun movie. It's entertaining. Is it a good movie? No.
Yeah, no. But he said great movies are what they make you feel. So as long as you get a feeling from a movie, it doesn't matter what that feeling is. It depends on what it's trying to say. If it's trying to be funny, it's trying to be a comedy, it should be funny. If it's trying to be a drama, it should be a drama. If it's trying to be something which crosses those genres, that's all good too. I'm saying as long as a movie makes you feel something, it's been successful.
Sure.
Great is in the eyes of beholder.
Sure. All I'm saying is you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. However, if in this He-Man, if there is one single dick or fart joke, I know you'll be watching it and you're going to go, fuck. Now, again, there may be the opposite. I may look to you and say, Squee, I was wrong. It's really good. He did a great job. But I think I insulted Squee once when I said that I thought Kevin Smith should stay in his lane. And I was just like, just stay in your lane. You don't need to write.
I just disagree. You didn't offend me. I think he can do it. What's Mark putting about gay references into Penguin? Can we put that up on screen for a sec?
Oh, he's absolutely right. This is direct from his run of Batman.
Yeah, but why is that off bounds to say Penguin might be gay? Why is it Poison Ivy trying to poison someone with THC? Why is that in any way out of bounds to what she does?
She also calls the character of Batman DD because the first time they had sex, she came in double digits. That's from Kevin Smith's Batman comic.
Which comic? I've got to look this up.
Hey, listen, man. As much as he's always going to take my side, I wouldn't argue Feral Mark on this one.
No, I'm not arguing.
Comedy is so
he's talking about.
Comedy is so subjective. That is why I don't listen to critics. Big Love in the house. By the way, Big Love, I learned a lot from Big Love, my friend. Ooh. Now listen, He's gonna not
There are
like
rules
this.
to art.
Vic disagrees.
There are rules to art. Now I like this because I don't
Whose
necessarily
rules?
think
Whose rules?
I don't necessarily think there are rules to art,
No.
but maybe
Hmm?
I obviously do. So I'm with Vic on this one. I always,
There are rules to
Oh, yeah.
subsets of art, I think.
Can I just
sure.
ask? Yeah, you can say this is the definition of this type of art, and they have to fit in this to be that kind of art. But to
Yeah.
be art itself, there are no rules. Who sets those rules if there are? And
The
Leesy,
art decider on Twitter is the only thing that tells you whether it's art or not. That's it. That's the rules.
can I just ask Leesy though? You were saying you agree with him. On what grounds do you agree with him that there are rules to art, and who?
No,
sets those rules then?
I said I don't necessarily agree with him because I don't really know if there are.
Clean
But
your ears
then
out.
if I can look at something and go, that's not a good movie, then maybe I do subconsciously think there are rules to art. I just maybe don't know what they are.
Well, the
Like,
rules
that's
to
your opinion.
movies
That's
to be a
opinion,
good
not rules.
movie is you have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the central rule. That's why, to me, bloody what's it, shiny vampire movie is not a good movie because I did not enjoy it.
But you're not setting a rule about art. You're setting a rule about your opinion on it.
Well, yeah.
That
But then
I
it
think
becomes
fair.
more of if nobody enjoys it, then it's not a good movie.
I say anything which is done with the intent of art, even if you disagree that it landed for you, is art. Like Spice Girls, I have no love for any of their stuff really. There's about one of their songs I enjoy. I'll admit it, but generally, like I don't say it's not art because that's their art. It's just not my taste in art. Like to some people, that's spectacular. That's the funnest time they've ever had is listening to a Spice Girls tune. Fair play. Who am I to argue with that?
Mm-hmm. It's very true. Big
point
love.
here
I
from
disagree
Kevin.
there. I disagree. There should be rules. No rules to art. How do you make rules about feelings? What moves you? What makes you laugh or makes you cry? You know what's beautiful about that is Big Love and I shared the stage together. He was a bass player in one of my bands, or a couple of my bands actually, and we played some incredible gigs. We played some terrible gigs. We had some practices where the band was fighting and arguing with each other. But no matter what, in the middle of a song, I could look Big Love in the eyes, and we were just making music together. And he would make these like faces, like he wanted to do filthy things to me, and I would just kind of look at him like a little uncomfortable, but like I kind of liked it. You know what I mean? That's why we call him Big Love. So he's absolutely right. Art is incredible because we could be playing in a crappy bar in some country town in Canada, and we were making art, baby. Even if our band's name was Shoes in a Dryer. May take you guys a second.
Can I just ask, Leesy, tell us more about these faces he will pull at you like he wants to make love to you. Please tell us more.
No, his name is Big Love.
He make love. He'd make eyes at you like he wanted to do filthy things to you. I like this.
Yes, he certainly. You would Squee. You would love Big Love. Oh goodness gracious, Big Love is a hero. One of the boathouse guys. I always talk about the famous boathouse. Big Love is one of the boathouse people.
Nice.
One of
Big
my
love
people.
to Big Love. Can I just ask? Sorry, just the comment which did flash up. Art should be something you look at and think, "Fuck, I couldn't do that." I kind of even disagree with that. It can be something. It's like, "Fuck, why didn't I think of that? That's so brilliant, so genius. Why hasn't someone thought of it already? Why not me?" Like it should inspire. Being inspired to do something doesn't mean you don't think you could have ever done it. Just you think, "Well, I want to do the next thing."
Yeah.
Vic dropping the point here. Like, if there are no rules to art, then everything is art. If everything is art, then nothing is art.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, but that's true though. I agree with it because it's true, not because I think he's trying to make a different point to me. I agree with what he said, but that's beautiful and that's the way it should be. He's arguing against that, I think, which I'm not.
Who knows? All I know is here comes the pain, baby. That's what Big Love has to say about all this. Dude, he used to like legit. He used to wear a leather sleeveless vest. Used to play I don't know whether I've just dreamt it now in my later years and made it more romantic, but I'm sure his bass had spikes on it, right? And
Nice.
he used to like stick his tongue out when he was playing the bass, and he's a big, sexy mother. So some of the, not to go back to it, but some of the greatest moments of my life have been with that man, Big Love. So it's nice that he's watching. He now lives in the Dominican Republic, by the way. What a jerk. Living in the beauty. Like, how dare you, sir? Anyway. Everyone should be so lucky as to share a moment with Big Love. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I know so little about geography. When you start talking about the Dominican Republic and how dare he live there, and things like, oh, do we not like them for some reason? Is there something about Dominican Republic? Before I realized you were talking about the beauty of the place.
Basically, yeah, he essentially lives in Death in Paradise, if you've seen that show. So how dare he?
Well, let's hope he doesn't get killed.
If anything, baby, he'll be the one doing the killing. And I'm sure he'll now agree with that in the comment section. He'd be the one doing the killing.
The only
baby.
thing I know about Death in Paradise, I've never watched an episode, but when I was talking to Danny John Jules at a Comic-Con, I was interviewing him, and he told about like in Death in Paradise, he snuck in a few kind of cat references. The main one being when they have fish being poisoned on the island, and they bring one up to him, and he goes, "A fish." That's a reference to Red Dwarf when he's going, it's like, "Fish, today's fish is crown out of creme. Enjoy your meal. Fish, today's fish is that crown," and he like orders a stack of them. So he said fish in exactly that voice.
It's
As
funny.
a little reference.
He's definitely the highlight of that show, and it certainly went downhill when he left. But I think you would love it, Squee. I mean, it's like essentially like if Doctor Who was a detective, isn't it, Al? Because like he switches up every oh, you don't watch either. The main dude switches up.
I know
I know they keep changing who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, Ardlan O'Hanlon last, and isn't it one of the guys from Little Britain? Oh no, not Little Britain.
Ralph.
The one where they watch TV.
Ralph Macchio.
Royal Family.
Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio from the Royal
That would be
Family.
good.
Ralph Little.
Ralph Little. Little Ralph.
Little Ralph.
Kevin is
Is he doing it now, is he?
Kevin's put, you have a standing open invitation to come open my join my open stage here at Punta Canta. Thank you very much, Kevin. I'll be there.
Oh, Big Love will welcome you. You're welcome, baby. He'll sing with you.
I don't know if it's on the green list. I don't know if it's one of the countries you can go to yet.
No, but what a place to
with my
quarantine.
singing voice, or just generally because of COVID?
Both.
COVID.
No,
Have you seen the list of the countries they've announced today? 11 or 12 countries or whatever it is that are on the UK's green list that we're allowed to go to.
I think all of them signed a treaty saying we don't mind COVID, but Squee singing voice just is not allowed.
No, but what got me is one of the countries on the list is New Zealand, and New Zealand's borders are closed. So how can it be on our green list? You're not getting in.
That's just them letting us like feel like we're having extra freedom or whatever.
It's people like, no, you can leave the UK to go to New Zealand, but when you get there, they will just send you home.
Yeah, so you might as well just stay. I'm in no rush to go anywhere. I don't know about you guys, but really, I'm in no rush to go any place whatsoever.
Well, honestly, Leesy, we're talking about when this opens up. The first place we want to visit is come up and visit you and Rachel up in Cardiff there.
Sorry, the sound went out there. Squee, I don't know what happened.
I'm being
anyway. So no, of course. All right, of course. All right.
Yeah, what happened? Where's he gone? Oh wait,
there he is. He's back. How you doing, Squee?
I say something nice tender about Leesy. I start saying I'm missing him.
Man.
I can't wait to see him. And then Al removes me from the stream. Oh, we will have no tenderness on this. Now you've both gone off the screen.
Look, man. This is a live stream. We do the nice things later. All right. Jeez.
All right. I miss you guys.
All right.
No, I say we have planned a trip away. We are going to the Isle of Wight in August.
Oh, all right. Oh, all right.
Overseas. Well, over the Solent. Anyway.
Yeah, but
Southampton's personal garden.
Yeah.
Isle of Wight tends to disagree, but we come all the same.
So it's going to be great. We're going to leave here, have something to eat, get on the ferry, and drive, and be at where we're staying in about an hour and a half. So.
Nice.
That's a pretty. That's my kind of journey.
Yeah, that's quite a commute.
Yeah.
That's quite a commute. I like it.
So many cool pubs on the Isle of Wight as well. I know, probably not for a family holiday. I'm just saying.
I was going to say, yeah, me and Hunter will go on a pub crawl.
Yeah.
I'll take a 3
Why not?
out.
Why not? While we're discussing booze, then
your wallet.
Have you ever tried this beer here?
Stormtrooper.
It's an original Stormtrooper Galactic Pale Ale. Given to me by Feral Mark. I haven't opened it because, I'm that kind of collector. Because right now I have Stormtrooper beer, but if I open it, I just have a Stormtrooper bottle. You see how that works?
Can I raise something else? Look, I don't know how much time we got left or how long we're going till, whatever, but
whenever.
I feel like there's some show points which we should cover.
Okay.
Like, how do we start this thing? Like, is there an opener? Is there a closer to it? Have we got a tagline? I suggest something to do with listen to us so our partners don't have to. Like, you're doing public service by watching this, basically. Thoughts, guys? And any thoughts to the structure?
I think the stream should run until one of us falls asleep. And then whoever falls asleep first gets to host the next one.
All night, baby.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
we've got an 8-hour limit on Facebook, so we can't go longer than that.
I was going to say, because that would be a risk, because me and Al are used to doing 24-hour streams at the very least.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of performer. So at some point, even if that was the agreement, I'm sure at some point my internet would go down.
It's like it's quality rather than.
That's right.
length.
That's right.
Could you put up Kevin's latest comment? Because I think this is the winner. This is what we say. Hey, welcome to the Three Amigos. You're coming here to drink with us, guys.
It's all right. I mean, I'm sure we can workshop it. We'll workshop it.
I just need something in here.
How nice is it for? Tell you what, big love. We would love to see you here in Wales. I miss you. Please come and visit soon.
Yeah.
See, I did that just to tease Squee, because when you went sweet, we muted you. That's what. See, Squee just knows.
What happened?
The happiest I've ever seen Squee was just now when you removed me from this stream.
I know. Isn't it sad? Oh, the little things that bring him joy, eh?
And luckily, the little things bring Nicola joy, so they're going to be married.
Perfect couple.
Hey. I didn't know you'd been with her.
Listen, and is it just me or is Squee being gradually getting drunker during this feed? And he's now
a little getting through
tipsy.
that glass.
Yeah, he's a little tipsy now, isn't he? He's going a little rosy in the cheeks.
You don't even need that. I've already had a couple during the day because I wasn't working today. Because yesterday I did the polling station. I was working for 15 hours. So I was just so out of it and tired today that
you did a whole week's work in a day.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it was brutal. I've got to tell you. Like, there was one point where, actually, I say this as if I wouldn't have made this joke anyway. But one of the roads, like, you know, when you're in a polling station, you've got certain roads which you're taking in the votes for or letting people vote at. Yeah. So it's 10 areas. And you've got these guys who are coming in. One of them, I'm getting loosey goosey. That's fine. Goosey. There was one of the roads which we were doing was Wynn Road, and two people came in. Like, one came up, gave their polling card. We found them. They go. The next person goes like, "Oh yeah, I'm just the one beside them. We live in the same house." And I go, "Oh, you're both in Wynn Road." He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Well, that's win-win then." It was worth it. I didn't care.
An actual tumbleweed came through the polling station.
Totally worth it.
I like how, even if that was going to be the greatest joke we'd ever heard, that Al and I were going to try really hard to not fucking sell it.
And you still laugh.
Well, yeah, because you're a funny guy, as much as we try not to let you be, Squee, you know. But you're definitely loosey goosey, as Vic says. That's great, wonderful.
No, it got to the point where this morning I felt like I do after doing the 24-hour podcast, which I mentioned earlier. After one of those, the next day, you just don't want to talk to anyone. You just kind of go into a bit of a cloud. You just want to kind of get into a bit of a haze and watch TV, which of course I do, only by legal means. So I drank a couple of pints while I was watching some TV with my son. Lovely. It kind of like mellows you out, but you just start on this kind of sort of down fog because you're just over 15 hours talking so much to someone. Or if you're doing one of the 24-hour streams, as I'll know, you're just kind of like talking all the time and you just need that little break. Like two hosts coming in when you're just going on a run-on sentence and you don't know how to end it. That would be really handy at that point.
Nah, you're right.
You got this. You're doing
anyway,
great. I don't know if Squee's ever mentioned, folks, but he does a 24-hour podcast. I don't know if he's ever brought it up to anyone or if he's ever mentioned it to anyone. But he does a 24-hour podcast sometimes. Yeah, there you have it. I don't ever do a 24-hour podcast. Thank you very much. No. I give these dudes an hour each, perhaps. And then I'm out. Like Gal said earlier, quality, not quantity. And this is the best Squee has sounded in
great,
years.
I mean, I've taken him off mute ages ago, but
I know. So I thought I'd just play along.
It's incredible. It's wonderful. Best you've ever sounded.
Good acting there.
Dulcet Squee. Tones and everything, Squee. Wonderful job. And now the glass is empty. So now we see, does his lovely lady bring him a new drink? Or has he already got a backup? That's great. I do that with coffees for the radio show in the mornings. I have 2 coffees ready to go. Finish the one and get right into the second one. You know what I mean? Like a gentleman.
But yeah, the only way I get through work in the morning is coffee. Got like a nice cafetiere set up.
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh, who won the greatest romantic ballad contest in Kitchener? What's that?
I like how he PG'd the fuck out of what we used to call that thing. He said he's being polite. Yeah, you can show it, Al. Big Love says, who won the world's greatest romantic ballad contest in Kitchener, which is the town I used to live in, not far away from the boathouse. I'd be shocked if either of you hasn't heard this story, but maybe some of the viewers haven't. Basically, it was almost like, where like you have like a rap battle where two rappers will go at each other back and forth. The way that, Dave K and I used to do it, Dave Rage K and I used to do it, is we used to do like a romance off. So in front of a crowd, we would literally he would sit front and center in front of me, and I would sing a romantic song at him. And then we'd switch, and he'd sing a romantic song at me. And basically, whoever got uncomfortable first would tap out and quit. It would essentially get increasingly more and more crazy as we tried to make each other uncomfortable. At one point, Dave K would grind on me while playing the guitar and singing to me. Big Love wants to know who won the greatest romantic battle contest in Kitchener history.
This question? Yeah. Did anyone get to completion during any of the music playoffs?
You're being vulgar now. This is a beautiful story. You're being vulgar. Now,
I think it would have been a tender moment. I think it would have been a tender moment if you did.
Now, we are surrounded by people watching this little romantic ballad contest. And Dave K is on the ropes, man. He's shaking in his boots because he's on the ropes. And I busted out John Mayer's
Your Body. This got kinky.
I busted out John Mayer's Your Body is a Wonderland. And the entire time I sang it, I maintained eye contact with Dave K like this. And then he got to completion and he could compete no longer. And Leesy won the greatest romantic ballad contest in history. Absolutely. And of course I did, Vic. You know me. You know me, Vic. Of course I played Kiss by a Rose. Of course I did. It was a romantic. I almost said what we really called it. It was a romantic ballad off. And I am a professional, Vic. You know that I did it. Mike Nolan, I know Al's hiding it. Al hasn't clicked it because he doesn't want to get involved. By the way, Al, is that a lightsaber on your thingy, or you just have to?
No, just pleased to see you.
What I think about this lightsaber is it used to be one of those that had a light and an extendable little thing in it, and I took that out and I emptied the electrics out because I put a wooden rod in it and screwed it in, and I had my mate had one as well, and we used to proper smack them around together, and then I tried to edit a video of them with it and turn it into actual things, but we never actually bothered. We just hit each other with them. And now there's a little Kitty's got this kind of like little Lucky Charm mini crystal type thing that she keeps on her bedside table, and Hunter's obsessed with it. He always picks it up, and every time it's disappeared, I'm like, where's that bloody crystal gone? He puts it in the lightsaber.
Good kid.
Every time. It's like he's 3 years old. He doesn't know anything about Star Wars, but he knows a kyber crystal when he sees it.
Oh, what a boy.
I like the fact you've reached that age where you're saying about the Star Wars.
Yeah, that's my man.
Did I say the Star Wars?
Yeah, you did.
That was a slip of the tongue.
Mike says, go for a 3 romantic sing-off, guys. Sing off, he says.
Oh, I think we'd probably get taken down.
Yeah, it depends on how that would work. Nothing compares to you as a comment from Big Love. That was another one where I took Dave K out. So basically, just picture 2 dudes singing the cheesiest, most romantic songs they can think of to each other, one-on-one in front of a crowd. It was a wonderful experience, and I'm glad the Big Love was there.
Yeah, may I suggest if people want to check in right now, it would be good at least to have one question from the floor in there for us. Like it can be something ideally which harnesses our imaginations would be good. So if people want to put out a question to us, it'd be lovely to feature at least one in the show. And just to meet with I've got nothing against the lightsaber, but I've got my Sonic here, of course, ready.
Oh, I've got one of them somewhere. Oh, yours still makes sound and lights, does it?
Yeah.
My third one doesn't work anymore.
I got a bell.
Oh.
I don't think this one works. Oh, hello, it does.
Mike has put, you 3 are awesome. You misspell average. We're average. We don't want to aim to anything higher than that, because then that's a lot of pressure.
Tell you what, that's the time to end the show because Squee just made me laugh. That should be it. It's all going to be downhill from now, isn't it, Squee? I'm just joking, Squee. I was just kidding. I don't have any.
Again,
well, I do have toys that make noise.
Why do I want you to call us average? Less pressure.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, dear.
But the toys I have that make noise are instruments, not little ones like that. Yeah. And a lot of these, because I'm OCD, a lot of my toys are actually stuck down, so I can't even move them to show you. Let's be honest.
Okay, right. I've got one for you guys.
Okay.
What is the song which you pick to kind of serenade your lady? Which is the song you pick for your lady, romantic song, or a couple if you've got them?
I don't know.
Come on, Leesy, you got to have something kind of like at least a few tracks which you and the Mrs. Lees play. Just romantic. We're not asking for anything dirty.
But that's between a musician and his lady, man, and that's none of your darn business.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What happens in the Stand By Me is one of her favorites. There's lots of really nice ones, man. There's lots of really nice ones.
Stand By Me is a great one. Benny King.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick a film to sing the soundtrack to, what would you all choose?
Oh, good question.
Does Hamilton count as a film?
Well, there is a film version of it, isn't there?
And Hamilton,
because a film of the stage version, but it is released as a film.
Because as I said earlier, the people always talk about the hackers who will turn your camera on. If this camera ever gets turned on without my knowledge, it's essentially going to be me standing here singing to Hamilton by myself, probably doing a little dance. I love this. Oh, Blues Brothers. I'm taking Blues Brothers. Squee can't have it. Blues Brothers.
You just took Hamilton.
No, I took Blues Brothers.
That's a good call.
Took Blues Brothers. Sorry,
right.
bud.
Okay, I've got one. Because I knew you'd take Blues Brothers. It was obvious. There was anyone who's going to beat me to Blues Brothers, it was going to be you, sir. So I'm going to go with the Highlander soundtrack, but because basically it's a kind of magic album from Queen, which I was singing to just earlier today. Absolutely love it. Great film, great soundtrack, and songs which I know already. So it's kind of I'm already in the zone. I've been listening to it all my life, basically.
All right,
yeah,
Galpin.
Nice. Back to the Future.
Ooh,
Back in Time. Power of Love.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, singing Power of Love
difficult.
It ain't the fun you think it is, dude.
No.
I thought I was going to have an aneurysm when we sung that one. But
how did you feel about singing You Sung Earth Angel as well? How was that one?
I like singing Earth Angel. That's a fun one. That's a serenadable one.
Yeah. It's a fun serenadable one, you say, sir. So say if someone wanted you to sing it for their first dance for their wedding, what would you say to Squee?
Depends if it was Squee, the asking or not. But I would probably say yes.
Like your wedding present.
Oh, would it? Well, let me see. Let me have a think about that. I have to check the calendar and see if I'm free that day. But if that were to be the question you would ask me in a public forum, then I'm sure I would say that I'm honored and delighted. It would be my pleasure. But surely that would be a conversation would have privately because I'm a lady. All right.
You don't put him on the spot like that.
Right? Like this. Wait. All right. Do it.
You can't say no, can he?
Ask again.
Exactly.
Ready? I'll play it out the other universe, the way the other way goes. Ready? So you've just asked it. Blah, blah, blah.
No, let me ask it again. Let me ask it again.
All right. Go on then.
Let me get this straight. Am I asking as if we were asking?
No, I just want you. No, I want you to just do it again, just like you did it exactly there. And we're live and everything. Everybody's watching.
Just like I did before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leesy, just want to say, big fan, love you, man. You've been a friend of mine for so many years. Just want to mark how much respect I have for you, not only as a friend but as an artist. I think this is how I said it before, but I'm just going from memory. Me and Nicola, we've been thinking, given that the subject not only Back to the Future, but that individual track has been brought up. We love your music. We love the way you played that particular track as part of Save the Clock Tower, which, by the way, is an awesome band which anyone should check out online. Just by the by, I was wondering, because me and Nicola talked about it, we'd love it. And there's no pressure. You're definitely invited anyway. You're definitely there as my buddy, as my amigo, as one of the 3 amigos. Of course, I'll be there too. You definitely invited to the wedding either way. But if whilst you're there, you happen to want to, as our first dance, as our wedding present, because of course we would never demand any or ask anything more of this. And if you don't want to, it's cool. But if you wanted to sing Earth Angel for our first dance, it would be our honor and our privilege. Leesy, what do you say? I think that's how I asked it the first time. Was that? I think it was close.
Couldn't be less interested. Fuck off. So if it would have gone that way, right? That's like when you. I was only teasing, by the way.
Squee, did you go to Leesy's wedding?
No, well, I wasn't invited, so you know.
Okay, I just wondered if you were, because there was one amigo at my wedding, one amigo at his.
Yeah, but I got married. Like I don't know that I knew Squee when I got married.
Yeah, so I didn't know how long.
I think what? I wasn't Al. You weren't going to tell him I
No.
was at your wedding. He doesn't know that.
Me. I was the one amigo at my
Oh
wedding.
yeah, sorry. I thought you meant
Oh,
one
right.
additional.
And then
amigo
Leesy
on
was
your
the
wedding.
one at his, and therefore we've got to keep the streak going.
Yeah, because
I'm
I
going to have all 3 amigos of
wait.
mine.
But I think in my defense that I was married before I met either one of you motherfuckers. So what do you
I
want from me?
didn't know either of you
All I'm
when
saying
I got
is,
married.
I'm saying is the live podcast pre-wedding is open. So if we want to do a live 3 amigos, we're waiting for Nicholas to turn up. I'm just saying it's out there.
Stag do
Yo, I
podcast.
like Al. Seeing as Squee's the only one of the 3 of us that isn't married, how funny is it that he thinks he's going to be allowed to podcast on his wedding day? Like, come on, man. You must know better than that. No way.
I've been married before. I know how
but
much this shit would get
Yeah,
shut
right.
down.
Exactly. You've been married before, and you're not now.
Exactly.
So you should know what you
If I
need
don't
to
learn.
do.
I'm glad Al said it, but if you think we're going to be allowed to podcast on your goddamn wedding day, sir, you got another thing coming. It reminds me of this one time I was completely honored. My friend Zach in Iowa and his wife Jenny, fans of my music, they did this wonderful thing, paid me this incredible compliment of inviting me to their wedding to sing her down the aisle, right? And it was a beautiful experience. And before the wedding, Zach came to me and he said, "Yo, play Ghostbusters when I come down the aisle." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Do you know how to play Ghostbusters?" I was like, of course I know how to play Ghost. He's like, "Play Ghostbusters when I come down the aisle." And I was like, "Are you sure about this?" And he's like, "Yeah, play Ghostbusters when I come down the aisle." I was like, "Okay." He walked away. I immediately went and found the bride, and I was like, "Yo, can I play Ghostbusters when Zach comes down the aisle?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." And I went and sat back down and did what I was instructed of. It wasn't Zach's day. It was Jenny's day. That's how this works. I knew better even then. I was like, "Nope. Nope."
We've been requested to sing a song from Back to the Future. So if you guys want to join me in that.
Well, listen, man, I don't sing. I don't know. My manager does not like me singing for gratis, as Del Boy would say. So I think you guys should start. You know,
I will start. I'll do Earth Angel. I'll do a few bars.
Now be careful. Don't get us taken down.
Earth Angel, Earth Angel, one I adore, love you forever and evermore. I'm just a
Did you?
fool in love with
sorry, I couldn't resist.
you. That was cruel. That was cruel for a beautiful moment I was creating there. That's all I'm saying.
I was just trying not to get us taken off Facebook again. I don't know what the rules is on that. I probably won't get picked up by
don't worry.
the
That wasn't
algorithm.
recognizable to the original tune.
Oh no, of course not.
There's a comment. See, you got me in trouble now, Squee, from my manager. You brought up trouble now, and now I'm going to lose 10% of this gig.
Yeah, 10% of this. Oh no, 10% of nothing.
Whoa, this is not nothing. Ouch. Yeah, so basically, if I'm to be singing here, you need to go through Vic. We already know Vic sometimes likes to wind Squee up, shall we say? It's like spinning a top, though, really, isn't it?
Lost Big Love has had to go do a karaoke gig, so
tell you what, a dream come true would be to go and do karaoke with Big Love right now.
I'm just going to say though that Vic was Team Squee, and then I became Team Vic for a little while. So we have done brief partnerships.
Yeah, but Vic also retired from Team Squee. I remember.
No, I said he retired, and I became Team Vic for a while, and now we are separated for now, and we'll see what the future holds of this partnership. But Al, sing one song from Back to the Future. Go.
Oh, on the spot, which one do I go with? I don't know.
Stringbow.
Come on, Al.
Well, you pick one. Which one?
I could do a random one. The hey baby, boom, what do I have to do, boom, boom, to make you love me too? Female voice. You got to roll with me, Henry. All right, baby, roll with me, Henry. Don't mean maybe. Roll with me, Henry. Na 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 na. Roll with me, Henry. Na 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 na. Roll with me, Henry. You gotta run and run and run and run it, whatever it is. It's been taken off of Spotify for some reason.
Nice.
Is it been taken off Spotify?
There's quite a few things I've noticed disappeared off my Spotify recently.
Yeah, it's strange. Oh, see, I sung and now I owe Vic 10%. Darn.
Al, what's your song though?
Come on, Al.
Let's just go with the greatest song of all time. Don't need money. Don't need fame. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. Strong. I forget which way around they go. I keep flicking from one way to the
And
other.
school
Cool
sometimes.
sometimes
But it
might just save your life. There's the bear
Angels
with
are in love with
Oh, he's going there. He's going there.
Yeah, but you don't care.
Nice.
Nah,
But you'll know what to do.
what to do?
Check out this figure while we're talking Back to the Future.
Nice.
Oh,
I got some Back to the Future figures up here somewhere.
Oh, that's a bit sexy.
Oh, I like the faces.
The mental craziness. There is I can't move the camera, but my Back to the Future shelf's on the bottom. Mike Nolan is a huge collector as well. Massive collection of Funkos. But there you have it.
I've got
Yeah, I won that competition apparently.
my Micro Machine DeLorean.
Like it. Love a bit
The
of Back
only
to
thing
the
left
Future.
from that set. And then
That's
some
a
cool
collection.
dude sent me this.
Some cool dude sent you that, huh? He must have been a heck of a dude.
Oh yeah, such a guy. He
Must have been one heck
came with a
of a
note
dude.
and everything. I got a little
Oh, look at that.
note.
Save the clock tower.
Your friend in time.
My my Back to the Future collection is seriously lacking. However, I do have the original book from the time of release and the novel of the second one as well.
Yeah.
Hunter's got the picture storybook that I read to him some nights.
Yeah,
Well,
the one you
that's
sent
I
the
used
one
to
you
have
sent
on
to
tape.
me. You sent
Yeah.
it to me and I was like, yo, I have that too.
It's the one with the tape with it.
Huh?
Is it the one with the tape with it?
No.
I got like when I was a kid, I had the you got like they released this for like Ghostbusters and loads of films. You got an abbreviated version of it on tape, and the book you could read along with it.
There's another Back to the Future book that I want to get him when it's time. That the front of is the clock tower, where the hands move, and you use it to help kids learn how to tell the time.
Amazing.
I was like,
Amazing.
well, that is how we're teaching them how to tell time.
I have this book, which is an original from '85, which is
Nice.
just like the story of the film.
Oh no!
And I actually, this might be interesting or not interesting in the least. I have a pack of cards here, like trading. You remember trading cards? Whether let's take a look. So these are
you
Back
got
to the
your
Future
classic.
trading cards from 1989 for Back to the Future 2, a still sealed pack. The gum is still inside. What do you say we open it after all these years here in 2021 and see what's in here? What do you think, Al? Al right away is like, no, don't
Come on,
do
man.
it. Why not?
Not
I'm
for
never
this.
No, no,
not for this.
please don't. No, yeah, really.
I think it'd be fun. We could do it. He's like,
No,
"Don't do
no,
it."
don't do it, man.
Wow, look how uncomfortable these guys are. This is fun.
Well, I don't care. It's yours. You can do what you want with it. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit of a
Well,
waste.
actually, let's put the pressure back on you. Fuck it, do it if you want.
I could just peel a corner. After 20 years, I could just peel the corner.
It's your
Vic,
money
look at
you're
Vic.
fucking on the sink.
Look at Vic's comment. No. I have many in here, guys. All like, I don't know why I'm a nerd for it. I like all these old cards. 21 Jump Street, Ghostbusters 2.
I just found this old picture. I've got a really funny look on my face in this picture, but
Oh my
Nice.
god, that's amazing, man.
I
it's
love it.
Marty and
waistcoat.
Jennifer, New Year's Eve 2015.
The waistcoat's the only bit which is difficult to get. Where did you get that from?
What the little gilet?
Yeah.
A charity shop, I think. Or was it? Might have been Amazon. I
I
had
like
a shirt and a T-shirt that was almost an exactly replica, and they got the badges. I bought the headphones. I've got all sorts hidden away upstairs.
I dig it.
The
I'm
shoes
gonna
were
say, I absolutely
tricky
love.
to get.
I think we're
That's-
all three of us very blessed by the fact that we all have partners who get into the geeky stuff we do. Like, trust me, like with no offense to my ex, but like I've been down the road of being with someone who's non-geek. Man, it's so good to be with.
Oh, look good on a
the fact that you
skateboard.
put up with that crap, that's amazing.
I want the photo 2 seconds later where you fell.
Yeah,
Whoa. There's
who's
a
the topless dude?
That's my mate Ed as Rocky, but he didn't want to shave his beard, so he's just Rocky with a beard.
Yeah. Also, can I say, if I may,
Topless
your
Nick
lovely,
Frost.
your lovely wife looks a little tipsy in that picture, my friend.
Oh yes, that's
Oh yeah.
yeah.
He looks more like Nick Frost than Rocky. Like, I'm not saying he looks like Nick Frost, but more so.
Now-
than that.
Well, if you see the picture, it's the only one I think I've got close to hand where he's more in his Rocky gear, but you can also see the guy
sure.
who came as a Lego figure.
Oh, Emmett.
Now both Vic and Mike have told me to try the gum, and I think that's just rude. That's just rude. These guys don't even want me to open it, let alone try the gum. I'll tell you though, no way do I try the gum. Vic, you guys should come to my hometown of Pasadena, California, and I'll show you the Doc Brown house. Yes, Vic. You know I'm already coming there, Vic, and we're going to Disneyland and Universal Studios. That's right. We already talked about that.
Vic, can we have a question from Vic? Like, I'd love to answer like a question.
Right,
He's
let's
got
do it.
3 of us.
And while we wait for that, I'll show you my little. We got Superman the movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, which
Nice.
is 19 whatever it would be. Take a guess. Anyway, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Ninja Turtles 2, Goonies, Tiny Toon Adventures, Batman, 21 Jump Street, Ghostbusters 2, and Back to the Future 2. Now I was gonna open it, and I loved Al's reaction of not for this, man.
It's fair. It's fair.
It was just a great.
I know our level.
Yeah.
Not for this, man. I was gonna open them. I have Bill and Ted ones that are already loose, which is from Bogus Journey.
I feel like one of us should have at least said, "Hey, no, that's fair." We should at least pretend to argue for a second before giving in.
No, my favorite was Al's face, who said it immediately with, "Don't do this."
Oh, that's a question.
Oh, there's a question.
Ooh.
I've got one. I've got an answer for that straight away. Best when written correctly. So he is a difficult guy to write for. Now, a lot of writers say it's like, Batman's so much better because you can go so much darker, you can do this, that, and the other. I think the reason why Superman is so good, and people say that it's kind of like it's difficult because he's got superhuman powers. He can just kill you as soon as he can think about it, all this stuff. The only thing which ever challenges him is kryptonite. I would argue this. His main kryptonite isn't actually kryptonite. It's the fact that he's got to try and save everyone. That's quite neuroses. So for every time he is saving one person, 10 other people, 100 other people are dying around the globe. Every time he's having quiet night in with Lois Lane,
And you can hear them.
people are dying. I think to write that and to actually portray that side of him would be really interesting. And a few kind of like writers have kind of hit upon it a little bit, but not very much. And I think the fact that he's actually got to live up to a certain code, which most superheroes don't these days, I think is actually a wonderful challenge. Thoughts, guys?
Agreed. I agree with you. I don't think you can really do a good movie of Superman because there's too many. The character is too limitless.
Superman the movie?
Yeah, but I mean, yes, but how many times can you do it? Like, he's
I
too
don't get that
powerful.
they did do one.
He's invincible to everything. Like, I don't know. I feel the same way in a different way though about like
also
Green Lantern.
depends on the times that you live in, how the character is perceived.
Yeah.
Because in times like now, you'd be like, well, if Superman existed now, we'd want him to sort everything out because there's a lot of shit going on in the world. Whereas when the world's in a happier place and everything's feeling a bit lighter, he seems to be more acceptable to be in a way.
When it was first written, though, wasn't that during some dark times? I mean,
Yeah,
wasn't it
but
really
I mean, the
really
movie,
well?
when you think about when the film came out, the 80s was a bit of a boom period for a lot of people. Not for everyone, obviously, and I wonder if that's why that film, especially those initial films, were that well received, potentially.
I think you need flaws for a great character, and I don't think Superman has enough of them.
What about Captain America, though? That managed to do the same thing. Like
Vic says that's the best defense of Superman I've heard. Still disagree. He's the worst.
That's okay. Don't worry about Vic. Vic thinks WandaVision is too long, so we know he doesn't know what's going on. You know.
And by
But
the way,
I was saying,
just quickly say to Vic, do. That's not the 18. I'm just telling you.
taking shots fired, ladies and gentlemen. But as I was saying there, as far as the storytelling standpoint, I also think Green Lantern gets limited because there's too much stuff you can do with that ring. And then what do you just becomes a CGI party. And there's not much worse these days than a movie that's just a pure CGI party, you know? So I don't know. I guess as I grow older, I like my characters with flaws. I'm more of a Gordon Bombay guy. You know what I'm saying?
How about you, Mr. Bear?
Mr. Bear.
Roar.
Rawr, to you too.
Every time I do any jingle for the bear, it's like, you're listening to the bear. Roar. It just gives me endless pleasure. Sorry, go on.
What was it? Sorry, I was responding to a message. We're still talking about Superman, just to make before I go off.
Yeah.
Well, before I go off on some, just in case.
No. Say what your opinions are, then we'll tell you what the subject is. You're going,
Yes,
no, I think he's great.
brilliant.
What, Kevin Spacey? You sick man.
Well, he's Lex Luthor. He's not Superman. He was one of the. I didn't mind that movie, by the way. It wasn't too bad. No, I think I have kind of an up and down relationship with Superman over the years. There are some times where I've thought, no, I just can't get into him. I just don't relate in a similar way to what has been mentioned. But then there are other times it does very much depend on the story and how he's used. I think, like you mentioned, Squee, if you play up to those certain things, the things that he has to put up with when you see it from his side, the stories are better. But he's not my number one. It's not. So to me, to answer the question, he's not the best, but I don't think he's the worst.
Have either of you seen Superman and Lois yet? Because
I've seen the first 2, maybe 3 episodes.
Having no legal way to view it in the UK, I would have to say that no, I have not seen it yet.
Oh, I got special permission from Superman.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I did get special permission and watch those few episodes, one thing I thought, and I don't know what you thought of this, Al, but I love the fact that they're showing it through his kids. So there's a suggestion of his kids getting superpowers, and I won't spoil how that plays out, but it's about how Superman deals with having kids who might have powers, dealing with the fact that he's a dad who's been delinquent because he's off saving people for so many years.
Yeah.
But trying to be the greatest dad of all time at the same time. Some wonderful, interesting themes. I think the chaos that it throws his way is the spine of that show. Your thoughts, Al?
Yeah, no, I agree. I liked the fact that it was a little bit different from that point of view, and it was a family show, effectively, a show about a family rather than about Superman. And it's that kind of, oh, let's do this with the kids. Oh, we've got kids' parents' evening, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, someone's going to try and blow up a nuclear power station. Off I go to save it. And that whole, he just, that, like, say, this is one of the down things about him. He can't have that normal life. And yet he tries his damn best to have that life. Mm-hmm. And then not forcing, but being in the position where his kids then might have to go through the same thing.
Yeah.
Is an interesting twist on it. But I didn't mind it.
I was just going to say, everyone who they've cast as Superman as well, even through versions I don't like, so I'm not a big Man of Steel fan, but Henry Cavill is perfect casting. When he gets the right lines in those films, when he got the kind of Schneider cut version, his lines were so much better. His portrayal was spot on because he's a great actor. They are really good at casting Superman, even if they're not always good at writing him. So during the Superman Returns, Brandon Routh was amazing casting, but they all go in the mold, not only from the comics, but also.
I thought Brandon Routh particularly was an excellent Clark.
Yeah.
He was such a good, not mimic of Christopher Reeve, but in the same vein. You could tell that it was a continuation of that character because his Clark was pretty good. And seeing him again in Crisis on Infinite Earths as that same character was pretty cool.
Oh, that was just
and who knows? Never know. With all this stuff that they're trying in the film now, with all these multiverses and all this kind of stuff, different versions of Batman's. Who knows? Maybe we'll get different versions of Supermans again. I think Tom Welling has come out and said he'd be up for being the Superman in the Batman with Robert Pattinson. So
they had him in Crisis as well. He was amazing. Leesy, what are you looking forward to at the Infinite Batman coming out from the Flash film?
Nothing.
That's something you're into?
No, nothing at all. I'm not a DC dude at all. I gave up on the shows, or we gave up on the shows. It was just too much to keep up with, all the crossover episodes and this, that, and the other thing, and don't miss this episode, and it leads into that one, and it becomes very samey when it's like superhero of the week or supervillain of the week.
Yeah.
So I'm not really that interested in the Robert Pattinson one either.
I'll watch it because it's one for a movie. I can do that. For series. Yeah. I stopped watching the Arrowverse shows a couple of years ago. I watched Arrow's last season because I'd watched most of it up to that point. I think I actually went back It was the season before the last where I'd stopped, so I went back and watched that, and then watched the last one. So I have seen the whole of that run, but I then stopped watching all the others and only watched the crossovers because they, to me, were the more interesting stories. I knew the characters. It didn't seem to matter to me. The intricacies of the side characters didn't bother me if I didn't know what happened there. But I just watched the main crossover story and I enjoyed them. I really enjoyed those.
I'm the same because I never watched
so much going on, and that's why I quite like the Disney Plus series because they're shorter. They're more like event TV than ongoing series, like 6 episodes, 8 episodes, or whatever. That's good to me. But because how many years ago, 10, 15 years ago, as fans of like genre stuff, there wasn't that much on TV. Comic book TV shows just weren't a thing, and then they happened, and you watched them all because even if the comic book
was serious hardcore DC back then.
well, even if the kind of character wasn't really one you were familiar with or a fan of, it was a comic book TV show, so you watched it, or at least gave it a shot. And now there are just so many of them, you just can't do that anymore. You got to pick and choose, like you do with the actual comics. When you think about how many lines of different comics there are, especially DC, they've got tons of them. You've got to pick and choose the ones you like, and sometimes you might flick between them, and that's the same with the TV now. I think there might be, I've heard they're doing that storyline from the comics on that series, so I might watch that 4 or 5 episode arc to watch that bit, and then I might drop out again. And I think that's kind of good that they've got that, because they've got the hardcore fans who will watch everything or watch the entire series, but it's done in a way now that you can kind of jump in and out and around, and it's kind of, because it's all part of the same universe. Now moving into the Warner Brothers going, we're going to jump here, we're going to do this Batman, we're going to do this Batman, we're going to do this Joker film that's nothing to do with anything else, blah, blah, blah. Again, you can pick and choose which bits you want and which bits you don't, but as long as they don't do too many and everyone goes, whoa, this is, I don't get it anymore, which is a danger, I think.
I think the best thing which we ever got out of the modern era of TV is the idea that UK shows would typically 6 episodes. You still get some shows which are American would typically 23 episodes, 21, whatever it is, which some still are. And then some genius thought of the idea finally, because a lot of American shows would get 13 episodes up front and then they get the back 8. So they realized, well, what if we just made the 13 episodes really fucking good? We spent all the money in the world of those 13 episodes, made them tight, sometimes even less. We need less to tell the story. Things like Netflix allow for this. These 13 episode or less series, I think, are where it's at now. Like, I think they're pretty ideal. You can tell a really good, tight story, spend all the money, make sure every script is fine. Like, there's so many shows now which just are perfect. Every episode is great because they do less of them. So they just concentrate on quality, not quantity. Like Breaking Bad, as Vic says.
I think the days of shows like maybe Lost had a lot of episodes in each series, 24, obviously. Whether we get a show like that again anytime soon, will be
it's only legacy it's only legacy shows like that, like
plus
Grey's Anatomy, for instance, still runs for 23 episodes because it's been going for so long.
Certain types of shows fit any like procedurals, that kind of stuff will probably continue along those lines, sitcoms, that kind of stuff. But dramas, especially anything genres type stuff, seems to be getting to that compact.
It's too many, right? Like, as much as I even love the Mighty Ducks show, would I want season 1, episode 23? Honestly, I wouldn't.
No.
And do I want season 7, episode 6? No, I don't. I would even be happy, as I might be a little hurt, but even if they just said it's 10 episodes, 1 and done, I would be okay with that. I don't need it to go on and on and on, because how many stories can you really tell? Just like the Marvel shows, WandaVision, 1 and done, perfect. Of course, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America and the Winter Soldier could lend itself to more series, but it's not necessary. They're like comic one-shots, in and out.
Mayor, where you're on the Ducks there, I think it's perfect. I think what they've realized with that and with Cobra Kai coming from Karate Kid, I think they realized they are perfect half hour. Like, I think Cobra Kai's half hour, isn't it?
Some of them are like 40, but I think, it's half hour. So,
and I think they realized with that show, with the Mighty Ducks, they were the movie equivalent of a half-hour show. So, like, Mighty Ducks is a fantastic sitcom over an hour and a half in movie version. So you get some things which you wouldn't get in sitcom because it's a bit bigger, but generally it's laugh about sitcom, but a really good sitcom. So then when you go to TV show, You can get that sitcom format with a lot of heart, which they did in those 80s sitcoms, as in 80s movies. You can get a lot of humor. You can just pack it into half an hour, just do a limited run of 10 episodes for a series, and it's beautiful. Same thing with Cobra Kai. Okay, it was more action adventure, but a perfect half hour. Like every episode of Cobra Kai is so packed. You always are wanting more, but no, if you gave any more, it wouldn't be as good.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Luther, as Vic says, I think you got it. Yeah, Luther, the UK show was my introduction to 6 to 8 episode seasons. It was perfect. Yeah. Tell the better story. Quantity, not quality. Wait, quality, not quantity. That's what Al said earlier.
Yeah. I mean, then Sherlock went even more, like 3 episodes a season, but longer episodes.
Yeah, and they knew
Hour and a
that
half each.
like there's only so much kind of story they had to tell.
Yeah.
You don't need to go any longer than
stretch
you
it
want to. So UK shows, I think, have always been really good. The one thing we do have is we know when the idea is done. Usually, there's obviously missteps in that, but usually, like if it takes 3 series to tell the perfect Faulty Towers, kind of all the perfect scripts they've got, fine. 3 series, every episode amazing. Great. Some things which date it slightly, but other than that, it's perfect. And the same thing, like with lots of other UK sitcoms, but American ones tend to go, let's do 23 episodes and we have to get 10 series. And then by the 10th series or season over there, it's just starting to feel a bit tired.
But
and
that's starting to change in some of the, for the ones that are on the streaming services or ones that are made by Netflix or Amazon, Apple.
A good place.
Then yeah, I mean, I've seen today the series 2 of what's it called? Mythic Quest has come out on Apple TV, so I shall watch some of that, I'm sure, over the weekend. I think the first season was about 10 or 11 episodes. They stopped right around the time of COVID, so I don't know whether it was planned to go any longer or whether they were like, well, we got to stop now, so we're stopping now.
But less is more, I think, in many cases.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. More and more people are realizing that.
I also
think you get better people, better actors and stuff, bigger stars appearing in this stuff because it's easier to do.
Yeah, exactly. They'll think, I'll do 4 episodes. Yeah, you got me. Yeah. But I also think, even though it is probably, I think it's the best sitcom ever made, I also think Only Fools and Horses is about 6 episodes too long.
Oh yeah. After the ending, which we knew was meant to be the ending.
Right. And then they came back and did 3 more, and it was like, you shouldn't have done it. No, they
shouldn't have been the last thing we saw of them.
That happens though, doesn't it? With a few things.
Well, I know they planned to come back again for Del's. They were going to do an episode around Del Boy's 50th or 60th birthday, but obviously John Sullivan passed away before they could get to that. But I know that David Jason has talked about how he had rung him up and told him he had an idea for this story. They were going to celebrate whatever it would be, 50 or 60 years old for Del Boy. But of course he would have passed away before that was ever done. So good on them for not letting somebody else write it or anything,
Yeah, I mean, those last 3 episodes, again, I think they would have been fine if they weren't the last thing we ever saw. Because the last thing we saw of the main run, when they had Time on Our Hands, the best sitcom finale, only for me equaled just personally by the Cheers finale, because I think that's a wonderful hour and a half of TV. But it was pretty nigh and perfect as an hour and a half of TV, or an hour of TV. I think Time on Our Hands is. It is just a wonderful hour. It packs in the exact amount of heart and humor that every Only Fools kind of percentage-wise does. They are just so good at, on a dime, going from talking about the fact that Cassandra's had a miscarriage and the fact that Rodney is just destroyed, to having a laugh about the fact that Del jimmied the elevator to stop so they could have that conversation. There are so many kind of moments where they do that. It is perfect. Then to do anything after that is quite an insult to that episode, is the problem. The other 3 episodes were fine, just they don't deserve to be at the end.
No, I think, you're right.
Yeah. Well, there we go. That's our opinion on TV.
I think that brings us to a nice natural close as we're discussing shows that went on too long. I do love in that episode, though. You're right, Squee. It's comedy to beauty. I think even in the middle of the speech, he's like Rodney's looking at the wall and he's like, Del Boy is a sex machine. Who wrote that? Right? Like right in the middle of nothing. He's just like, who wrote this on the wall? And I'll never forget. It's the moment where Del Boy says, look, Rodney, I don't care how you feel. Doesn't matter that you're upset. He's like, you don't care how I feel? And he's like, no, because right now it's about Cassandra. So when you go in that room, you are strong for her. We are here for her. You can do your crying in the van on the way home, Rodney. Man up, essentially. And then they walk in the room, they see Cassandra, and Del Boy's like, no, don't you worry. Me and Rodney are going to say really good. Tell her, Rodney. Tell her, Rodney. It was just beautiful. Perfect show.
May I also throw out, just quickly, when he's on the phone, he picks up the phone when they're in the flat at the end, and someone offering them some dodgy printers or something, whatever the product is, like, he's got 300 printers, half price, Rodney.
Yeah.
And he just gives them a look, and he's like, Trotters Independent Traders has ceased trading. And just everyone's heart just drops to the floor. Even though they're millionaires, they still manage to get us heartbroken because he can't do what he loves anymore.
Yeah.
And it's destroyed for him. And just there's so much pathos for people who are suddenly millionaires. There's suddenly this heartache for them.
But I think you also know,
I
think even in that show, though, even if there weren't the next three, I think we all knew Del was going to lose the money, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you always, because even in the very last moment, I think he says,
just
stock market, Rodney, this time next year we'll be billionaires. Like, you're already going to mess it up. Which
that was him, wasn't it? He was a wheeler dealer.
Yeah.
He was just a wheeler dealer at a low level. Now he was going to be a wheeler dealer at a higher level. That's just his nature.
You already had the piss take of Uncle Albert sinking his ship. So it's kind of foretelling. It's like, right, he's fucked up in his own particular brand. This is how Dell's going to fuck up. They'll give you the kind of setup of like, this time next year we'll be billionaires. As you say, you know that they're going to be broken.
He's going to screw it up. Oh, well, speaking of he's going to screw it up, Al, close us out, my friend.
Charming, thank you. Well,
it was there. It was there. I had to take it
in a TV comedy moment. You have been watching
Dr. Squee, Matt Lees,
and me,
Al Bear Galpin.
This has been the Three Amigos live and unplanned. We will be with you again in about a month, sometime in June. We'll work out when, whether it stays Friday nights or whatever. We'll see. It's ad hoc. This show.
We got lives, folks. We got lives,
We've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Are we going to try and do the synchronized,
No.
No.
Because Vic will want another 10% if I perform. So.
And 10% of a pelvic thrust it's not worth having.
It's more than I want to give to Vic, I'll tell you that.
So what we need to do is we need to do our version of the end speech. So it's like, wherever there are live podcasts, we'll be there.
Well, you will.
Yeah. He's not wrong though, but yeah, you will.
Podcast, we will be there. Lee's your line.
Ducks fly together. And when the roosters are in the pastures running a loop,
then we will be there.
Come on, Al. No, come on, Al. We're sideswiping it.
Point to me.
And when Squee's picking on us for losing our hair,
we will
point to me
kick
again.
him in the ass.
No, Al, that's when you say ducks fly together.
Ducks fly together.
We're trying again. Stop it. And when Squee's picking on us for losing our hair,
ducks fly together.
And when Al was late because he was putting his kid to bed, Squee,
we will be waiting to go live. Ducks fly together.
Ducks fly together.
This isn't a duck show, though. Your duck show's the other one.
In a comment, we need Mike's comment. It's obviously aimed at Squee. You are the weakest link. Goodbye, he says. So there you have it.
Vic wants the 10% of the thrust out of principle. I can understand.
This is why we need a close down, so we're not flailing like this.
All right, this has been another edition of
the Three
Amigos. One. All right, no, wait, stop. I got the ending. Ready? Whoever's hosting says, this has been another edition of the, and then left to right, one of us says one, the next guy says two, and then the final guy says the Three Amigos. See it, right? So, Al will start it by saying this has been another edition of.
This has been another edition of.
Followed by Squee saying one, the two,
the three.
Amigos.
Perfect. Now go back and do it one more time.
And you've got to say Amigos at the same time.
All right, fine. Ready? Do it.
We'll put them in order. We'll put it in a number order.
All right.
This has been another edition of the
1, 2,
3 Amigos.
Amigos!
Amigos!
This is
Bloody
embarrassing.
awful.
Delete it. Delete this.